Spit, don't swallow. Welcome back to Never Write Anything Comics podcast. This week we have a gaggle of deviants in the studio. The comics publisher TBH Comics has been through a number of eras. I'm not sure if we're going to touch on all of them because some of them might be indecent. But in the run-up to Halloween, it seems that this is the appropriate time to invite them back on, especially with a spooky Kickstarter currently storming the beaches. Welcome back. We've got two Dannys here, so we're going to be careful. So we've got Danny B, Danny Boy Butcher. Dan B from the ACP. Hello. Hello, mate. Kieran Squires.
Hello.
Keith, Cliff Cumber. You got to say
I really have no. I know. I don't know why I'm here. Why am I here?
You was on mute because you was eating a sausage.
I was eating a sausage.
MIA podcast. I thought this was the MIA podcast, not NIA. I thought we were talking about Chuck Norris.
And look, we've got another guest to introduce. We've got a newcomer to the podcast, Daniel Charnley. Hello, Dan.
Hello.
How is it you've never been on this before? I don't just realised that we've never had you on before. That's
I don't know.
A crime.
I'm still not convinced.
Don't like
I'm still not convinced. It's Butcher putting on an accent. That's it.
We're correcting that oversight now, aren't we?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Getting down on now.
Yeah. How do circumcised people sneak food into the cinema? That's a question I'll be asking later. And during the introduction to that, Dan and Kieran created their own comics and published them. So that's how long that took to do. That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did two actually.
So what I think we've got here, we've got two of the the big egg owners of the publishing house, and they've got two special guests. Is that right, Danny B?
That's right. Yeah, that's 100% correct. Damien, he's sidestepping this issue of Grim Scary Tales because he's got something else on. So we're picking up the slack, and he should be returning in full force in 2026.
Nice one. Cool. I mean, is this a thing now? Is it every October you do something? But you do extra things as well? Is that how it goes, or what's happening at the moment?
Yeah. Yes, I mean we're kind of just putting out an issue every Halloween, aren't we, Kieran? That's the kind of.
It was sort of. We did it once, and then we're like, we should do this every year because it's not something we do throughout the year. It's like a one-off thing, completely different to what we normally do. It should be like Dan's Vanguard and Viper and stuff like that. Nothing like what we're doing in this one. It's the same with my stuff as well. It's completely different. So we thought keep it in once a year, and it's a good break from what we're normally doing.
And this is the third one, Kieran, yeah?
Yeah, this is the third one.
Did you want to explain what the format is for it? Because what happened was previously you had a couple of guests on, and then you sort of just kicked them to the curb and left them sad and unincluded. Is that what happened?
It's a shot at us here, Kieran. Well, we leveled up and brought Dan, C, and Cliff on.
Yep. Okay, fair enough.
No,
you got me
last year obviously we had yourself and we had Vince on, and that it was a great fucking issue. And I think kind of generally the issues are going kind of strength to strength. So try and build on what we were before. But like what Kieran said there, if you're like, right, we're going to come together as sort of and put out a horror comic, and you need to do 6 pages by this time next year, that's not that hard to do.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
You should be able to get that done. Not everyone could work to that hectic schedule of.
That's just an afternoon for you, isn't it?
I don't think I've ever done I've never done 6 pages in a year.
That's to be fair too. We knew Damien wasn't coming on this one, so we were immediately thinking to bring someone else on board, and then Cliff posted his one. His was done, I don't know how long ago, over a year ago or something.
Right.
He posted it somewhere, and we were like, we need that.
That's fucking going in. That's fucking awesome.
That is fucking nuts, Keith. I've got to tell you, I love that, man. I just flicked through it now.
Yeah, it's a really good book.
Yeah, both of you guys. I have to say, also the best last page of Grim Scary Tales 2 as well, I think.
Charnley has been spent the last few years just huddled in a corner crying to himself, and I thought,
I'm a very
we need to get him in the game. We need to get him in the game because I've been following his Instagram and stuff, and his monsters thing, and it's just like, that's so good.
They're great. Dan's fucking up. That's great. Yeah.
So every time we post anything on the Slack forum, it's like it just gets super responses on it.
So is this a return to comics, Mr. C? Is that rather than just sort of one-off monsters? Oh, sorry, Danny Charnley. Yeah, sorry.
Possibly.
Yeah.
don't
you
know.
got something else going on?
Definitely.
I mean, if it wasn't for Kieran, I'm literally kicking my ass every 5 minutes. Why have you not done this? Come on. I probably wouldn't have done it, but I mean, thanks to the guys for inviting me along to do it. But I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I found it really hard work.
Okay.
Right. Did the boys just leave you to say, look, come up with a story, or did they give you any guide? Or
No, Kieran gave us a story.
oh, right, okay.
So then he said, just break it down as I sort of wanted to, really. So, and I'm out of practice so much. It was a tough one, but I think by the end of it, because the biggest problem I have is how I want to draw it. Does that make sense? How do I want to draw it?
Okay.
And I'm torn between that digital and the analog, if you will.
Yeah.
I'm always more leaning towards the analog rather than the digital side of it. But I know Kieran said try the digital stuff because it's faster.
Yeah.
And you can get more of and I sort of enjoyed it, but I've got to say what it made me realise is how much I like drawing analog even more.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's a good finding to have, though. Like,
Yeah.
because if you're going to go forward and do this for yourself on whatever project, you realise, right, analog is for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, he says that, but he did the first page, posted it on the Slack, and went, "Oh, I've done this for a while." I'm not sure. And everyone was just like, "Oh my god, where's the rest?"
Is that what it
Come on,
was?
come on.
Fucking
Yeah.
hell, I remember that now. Oh, yeah, everyone did go nuts for that, man, yeah. The thing I like about your strip, and we'll get to them all, but the thing I like about yours, Danny C, is it's got your trademark monster style, but it's also got real people, if that makes sense. It's got human beings wandering around in it. In fact, that last page combines them both in a nice way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was the ordinary people thing the more difficult thing? Because I know you draw a monster a day, don't you? So
Yeah. I mean, the ordinary people I just cannot do. It's just I hate it.
well, you can because I've just read it and I saw that you can. But yeah.
I think the biggest problem I have when I do it is that in my head I want it to look as real as possible, but I need to get that out of my head.
Right.
Temporary
matter.
expectations.
I just want to just go draw, fucking go on, get on with it, and just don't worry about it. And to be fair, as I went along, that's kind of what happened. I thought, oh bollocks, I'm not bothered now. Let's do this, do that.
It's all about cartooning, isn't it? I think of everyone, yours is the more EC step towards EC than. I mean, Cliff's is much more detailed, and Kieran and Dan are so recognisable a style to me now that I think that yours is possibly the more EC to me.
Which are big heroes. I mean, I love
Right,
that.
good. Okay.
Yeah, massively. Yeah. All the artists and all the collections that I've got here and stuff that I'll mention later, but they're the big ones for me.
Brilliant. Excellent.
A big influence.
Excellent. And Cliff, yours is much more psychedelic than I know the stuff we do together gets fucking proper out of hand, but this is much more, cover of Omni magazine. I can see a bit of Mebius influence in it. There's a bit of Clive Barker-esque in there somewhere. How did yours come about? Because like they say, yours has been in existence for a while, or in some form or other.
I got too high one night, just to be honest. And I really
Was it when we were
had this
together?
idea.
Yeah.
No. So fortunately, it was legal. It's legal here in Maryland. Just FYI, before everybody starts.
That's the
doxing
Mary
me
in
with
Maryland.
calling
Yeah.
Maryland.
Booking my ticket.
Call the fucking police on me or ICE or something. Because I know you will absolutely do that, you bunch of C words. So mine.
We can say
Mine
cunt on
was,
this show.
You
That's
can,
not
yeah,
Yours
don't
and
cut
Comics
it on here.
podcast.
Yeah.
Well,
I need something for
if
people
we
who can
have any
listen.
class, we don't say that word.
We don't
If you
have
just
any,
want to
Cliff.
throw it out there. Jesus. I mean, honestly, have you seen
I've
these
never
guys?
used that word.
Oh,
Class
hang
is
on.
not
Sorry, can I
something
just break into
Class, yeah.
programming just a second? I just had an email from Mark Miller that says great news. So I think it's only worth a read.
All right.
Oh no, it's just about his Kickstarter. Anyway, sorry guys. Yeah, sorry.
Is he going to be Pierce
Did you
Brosnan?
see the
No.
picture of him with the, did you see the picture of him with the crankies?
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Amazing.
Oh, that was that. That was the
Yeah.
Crankies. I was like, why is everybody going batshit over this picture? And now I
Like,
know.
you never met them in a dark room.
Getting into
when I
that
knew the
swinging game.
Crankies, when I knew the Crankies, yeah, it was like all swinging and like, I mean, yeah, it was pretty dark and there was
We
a
are
lot of
not
people
saying
there.
that Mark Miller is into swinging, just so we're clear about that.
No, yeah.
Definitely.
But we're not saying it.
Yeah.
You're not saying it. I'm
He did say it
definitely
was the
not
best day of
saying
his
it.
life. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
And I mean, who are we to say the swinging he's into isn't like in parks and stuff on like.
Speaking of which,
playground
this is
equipment?
becoming the best day of my life. Sorry, Cliff. Moving back onto your art. So, where did that come from, Baby Cakes? Where did it come from?
Interesting segue. So anyway, I was in an orgy with the Crankies, and no, that's definitely not how it happened. Again, just sort of like this weird idea that I had, and as you know, Tony, every so often I sort of bust out the sketchbook because I'm trying to sort of break myself of being too wed to a particular digital style, or so I just do these sort of experimental pieces, and it was one of those where I literally just had a piece of paper, pencil, drew it all out, inked it, and then came in and put the words in on it, and Dan and Kieran saw it. I think I posted it to Instagram with no further goals for it other than just sort of sharing it out there, and asked me if I would want to contribute this to what's the name of the publication? Can't even remember.
Grim Scary's house.
So busy.
I said we wanted to
so busy and
is that it, really? Out. That's you're wed to that, are you? Okay. Anyway, so I mean, honestly, I would do anything for Dan and have done in the past in the same room as the Crankies
and do some drawings.
We wanted to get the tale out to more readers, so hopefully when it's published in the book, both of them will like it.
Both of them, yeah.
Your mum's
and one of
into
them's
it already,
me.
So yeah, my dog enjoys it. So there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Wait, we're still talking about the comic. We're talking about the comics still, right?
That's disgusting. Yeah. That dog's been on your lap.
I know. Yes. Both of them.
The dog hasn't been anywhere near me. The dog wasn't even in the house when I visited. And in fact, it was a condition of being able to visit Tony was the fact that Sharknado would not be there because he likes to chew on things.
I know what you're like.
Yeah. What I'm like, now I find out the real reason. You
Kieran,
dog fiddler.
Let's talk about your strip. What is your strip about?
I'm not sure I want to after all of that.
We're in a safe space, Kieran. Tell us a little bit about yours.
It was sort of conceived from watching too many documentaries on Netflix and then sort of flashing back to watching Fight Club all those years ago, and it was such a then they do the IKEA moment through the film. That was just the thing, and then I sort of mixed it with one of the documentaries that I was watching, sort of like how the killers themselves, when they're first being interviewed by the police, just sort of mask everything with bullshit lies. When you find out the truth afterwards and then you retrace those steps, you're like, oh my God, that happened there, that happened there, that happened there.
So are we talking about Netflix or are we talking about life in Liverpool in the 80s? I'm not sure.
Yeah, but anyway.
So how
kind of like...
Go on, mate. Sorry, Dan.
That recontextualizing what people say after the event, and like suddenly what kind of a throwaway comment is quite sort of innocuous when you kind of look back at it again and consider the circumstances. You're like, fucking hell, like this like were right wrong-uns. I brought the tone down big time there.
No, it's good. No, I was about to ask. I mean, how far are you guys prepared to push the horror? Is it, is it going full video nasty? Are you going full Red Room? Would it go, how far would you step over the line if there is one?
For me, I'd be like, whatever story you want to tell. If you wanted to come up and wanted to tell completely fucking batshit insane horror story, fine. As long as I'm not going to get put in prison for it. Like,
I think as long as the story makes sense and it's a good story, then almost anything goes, really. But don't just give me 6 pages of nonsense just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's got to have a point to the story.
There's got to be some craft to it.
It's got to be a comic. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know Dan C, you and I have a taste of the fucking worst horror films in the world.
Yes.
Do you think you're prepared to go somewhere that other people aren't? I mean, there's a lot of softcock fucking horror out there, isn't there, about people who can't fucking speak or something, and it's all a bit boring. And
I mean, I think the status of the modern, there's only a couple of safe films. Horror comics are, there's not a lot of good ones out there, if at all, for me personally. Now, I don't know, as you say, we like those sort of like weirdo Italian movies and, all the Dario Argento stuff and things like that.
Yeah, Fulci.
Which, of course, the Italian stuff. I mean, if you've ever seen Wallenstein comic, which I think you have, haven't you?
Oh, I have, yeah. That's the one with Hitler in. Isn't that the one we took?
Yeah, they took it to an entirely
an erotic
different
horror
level.
comic featuring Hitler. That's all you need in a comic, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Now they were doing stuff back in the 70s that was way over there, that pales everything, even movies, into because they just didn't care.
They were selling it on the newsstand. That's
exactly. Yeah. And
Fucking hell.
shit tons of them as well. Shit tons of them. I mean, it was one of them like Draculina or something they had as well, didn't they? That's another. So they're just and if you see the covers, if you look up the covers for Wallenstein, obviously you might need a VPN these days. They are pretty, So I mean, the thing is with the Wallenstein stuff and the movies, I think that there's an element of humour to it, an element of sort of just complete wackiness. It's when you get sort of, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Red Room. I thought it was a bit much.
Yeah, me too, man. Yeah,
I liked it.
I appreciate the craft.
It was a bit too much.
Yeah.
And I think you should have probably pulled it back a bit. You can get away with certain stuff, but I wasn't a massive fan of it. But I think, I'd be willing to go so far. But it's, I mean, I know for me, it's monster. I like monsters. Monster movies are always going to do better for me than something like The Human Centipede.
The Serbian movie or something.
And if you have a monster, and effectively speaking, a monster can do anything it damn well likes, because it's not a real thing. When you start throwing in these kind of, not that Human Centipede is real as far as I'm aware, that's when it starts saying, well, really, come on. So but I mean, gore wise and monster wise and
I think for me, what it
fine.
says there is delivering the gore and that kind of stuff, the visual elements. It's harder in comics because all you've got is the 10 of the page. That's what you can deliver, is after the 10 of the page. But we don't have that important element, which in every movie anyway is the sound.
Yeah.
Because it makes such a big difference, which makes it really hard to deliver something on page that's going to give you that shock moment or scare value. I mean,
I think comics have done a lot of stuff that horror movies do differently. I was listening to Folk and Hell, which is my mate's folk horror podcast, and he was saying there was this one scene in the movie they were watching where the woman was crouched on top of the street light looking down at the girl, and I thought that sounds amazing in a film, but in comics we've done that a million times. Because we can do in comics, we can stick a vampire on a fucking, you don't have to a dolly or a crane shot or anything. It's very different, isn't it? So you almost got to be a bit more imaginative these days.
We had that comic we talked about on Sunday. Was it the gorilla one?
Yeah,
which was like 1970s manga. Fucking hell, that was still to this day of reading some of them. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is rough. This is really rough.
He replied to us, didn't he, in his email? If you look at his Living the Line mailer this week, saying it might be a bit much for some people, but the boys did make a song out of it, which I was quite proud of us for.
It's kind of a bit like that Red Room, like
sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know about that Red Room trade. I read that pretty much in one go, not single issues, and I think like Dan, that was like, fucking hell, this is unrelenting. Yeah. Maybe if I brought in smaller ones, smaller portions, it'd have been different. It might be the same with that manga as well. It's like it's all at once, where maybe I'd only read one of these every fortnight or a week.
Which I guess was the format of it.
Back to back.
So it was taken from a sort of monthly magazine. I mean, Cliff will tell you about this. I left the Red Room comic in the hotel room in North Carolina because I wanted to buy something from Pisca's family, but necessarily I didn't want to really take it through customs.
Okay.
And you didn't want it either, did you, Cliff? I mean, you appreciated the craft of it, didn't we?
I have to say it was a bit rough. So, a couple of years ago, I went to Ed's booth at Baltimore, and it was one of those where it's like, I want to buy something, but what do I purchase off of this table? And I sort of just as a sort of throwaway sort of compliment bought a copy of Red Room, and I think I managed the first couple pages and then was this isn't for me. I would never say don't publish something like that or don't do something like that. I don't think for me personally there are no lines to horror. I think there are no lines to comics, and there shouldn't be. But that doesn't mean that you have to pick it up and read it as a consumer. Yeah, of course. You're not obligated to do that. And I didn't feel that with Red Room. Bless those people who found that entertaining. I really didn't.
I more appreciated the work that gone into it. I think it's very well created.
It's beautifully
his
drawn
style.
and horribly visceral.
It's a bit
perfect for his
relentless
style.
for me. I think I did the first
Yeah.
issue and thought,
Yeah.
that's enough. I'm all right now.
What
Yeah.
do you know? What
Yeah.
the kind of his thinking was behind it? Was he like, I'm going to go out there to shock, or was this a subject that Piskel wanted to explore? I've got to say, I'm a bit ignorant on it.
No, I don't know, actually, to be fair.
I think it was the shock factor, wasn't it? It was
Right,
really
okay.
pushing for the shock factor. Because if you think about it, nothing had really been done to that extent.
No.
And obviously you've got like, because it's on the web and all that sort of thing. So he's trying to push that idea of like web content and push it as far as he could do. Which, I mean, one could argue they'd already done that with Videodrome. But anyway, that's another.
Yeah, you could also argue, Hostel as well, couldn't you?
Hostel,
I actually
yeah.
don't mind Hostel. I think it's quite a good film. I quite enjoy it.
I mean, I know we're not talking about films as such, but I wasn't a big fan of Hostel because I thought, well, the Italians did it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing new.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in movies, just in their local homes.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So, like, Hostel was like, I mean, if you've ever seen, there's a French film called Martyrs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
Yeah, that is
about
just,
two
that
girls.
for me was like, right,
Yeah.
I'm done now.
Yeah, I tried to get a copy of the Serbian movie the other day and I couldn't find it, so I don't know what's happened to that one. But yeah, that's sort of.
Don't
yeah.
bother.
No,
It's
okay.
miserable.
I'll say geezer at the Comic Mart.
Oh, yeah, probably have it when he.
It sounds a bit-
It's like, what was that I said before? Have you...
You and I, me and Tony were standing. We go, you got any videos where someone gets killed? This low-key asking for fucking snuff films. Goes out, no.
You guys remember back in the day when, I don't know, but at school, you know, and we would discuss Driller Killer and things like that, and all these VHS video nasties, and the whole campaign against video nasties that only made us want to see them
Watch
even
them
more.
Yeah.
And but I remember it's like back in the day, you know, we were so naive about what went on around horror, and you know, Driller Killer, we had no idea it was a real movie. This is an actual snuff movie.
Yeah, I
None
watched
of
that
that.
2 weeks
It's-
ago. Yeah.
And then you watch it. Well, you said it held up okay.
Yeah,
Tony,
I liked
right?
it. It's a
was-
punk movie.
Yeah,
It's about
yeah.
the punk movement. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And but I remember, you know, there used to be so much more of a sort of so much more room for these kind of things to build around kind of almost pedestrian horror entries, right? And nowadays, you can find comic books or horror movies about just about anything. You know?
The thing is, like, most horror films that you found in the cinema were made by a bunch of friends a lot of the time. They weren't automatically studio movies.
No.
And but all horror films that I seem to see now, unless you really go digging, are made at fucking Paramount or some shit like that, and they're all glossy
There is
bollocks.
very-
You know, there's no genuine tension.
I would say there are a few entries that I found just genuinely really disturbing. And I know we're sort of off comics here a little bit, but I would say things like Substance. I found that was just
Okay.
That's
horrible.
interesting.
I was clenched the entire time through that, and Demi Moore taking her clothes off could not help.
Not interested.
It normally does. That's the thing. You know, Anyway, and then what was the other one? Hereditary. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I haven't seen
Yeah.
that. No.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Masterful.
See, I like
Yeah.
Hereditary, but the only thing I
Holds up.
find with the when it comes to witchcraft stuff, why is it always naked old people who seem to do witchcraft?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
to a certain. I think it's a question of privilege, Dan. You get to a certain point of your life where
Listen,
you
mate.
have the money and resources to just and friend groups to be able to do that. You know, I mean,
Sort of fucked that
I'll
film.
send you a message.
all right, that's okay. Well, you've
I
been
saw
sending me
that
enough
film during a
pictures.
week called Abruptio,
Oh, no.
and it's
puppet
made
one.
with
Oh,
like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fucking nuts. It's really like it's like spitting image dolls that kind
Oh,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
start killing, and they've got like I think they've got like real teeth or like teeth that like prosthetic teeth that look really real coming out of their mouth, and everyone's fucking really hideous to look at, and it's like a kind of a Kafka
Corey.
fucking nightmare. This guy
Yeah.
kind of the setup is he gets a bomb put in his neck, and they keep asking him to go out to do horrendous stuff, and then in the background of this, society is collapsing, and it just gets fucking weirder and weirder and more nightmarish. There's no coherent real plot from beginning to end. It's just like now you've got to do this. Now you've got to go into this mansion with this woman.
See,
now
that's
you've got to shoot her in the head.
disturbingly just you describing real life. You know, to me, that is a horror film, isn't it? Yeah, just what the world's collapsing around us and we go out and do terrible things. It's no, that's interesting.
Well, that's the
think
thing, right? The world can't keep up. the horror in the world cannot keep up. I mean, the movies about horror cannot keep up with the actual horror in the world, and its 24/7 availability. You know, in the same way as kind of like the Onion's satire is proving sort of difficult to. Yeah, it's like that's actually happening. But you know, when you have 24/7 like access to some of the most horrific videos in the world, I can't scroll through my reels without seeing somebody getting killed and then sharing that with you and Dan. But I mean, it's impossible. You know, I mean, how do you out horror the world at this point?
To be honest, that like those films you guys are all talking about, that's
not for you.
I don't watch any of that
Is
stuff.
it? Yeah,
But
yeah.
I will, like Cliff says, I will go and watch. I mean, I've got the Keen thing there I want to watch as well. Those kind of things. I will go and watch the psychological things and the nutbag serial killers and you know the interviews with them afterwards. And it's just like, why are these people?
Maybe we're not into that.
There's still no answer.
Maybe we're not into that psychological horror because we're married. You know, that might be the reason. Let me pose this question to you, Kieran.
It's a horror story.
Let me pose this.
Don't answer that one. It's a trap.
She's behind you. Let me ask you this question, Kieran. How does a horror comic, in your mind, differ from every other comic out there? Does it have to have something else in it? What are the ingredients? Well, everyone pipe in, but what are the ingredients that a horror comic has to have that perhaps we don't see elsewhere? Is there anything you can think of?
It's a good question.
I mean, pacing has got to be. I mean, pacing's everywhere, isn't it? But it's got a different kind of pacing, I'm guessing.
Well, I mean, we're only working in 6 pages, isn't it? So we haven't got long to build attention.
I think that's the key, though.
We haven't got long to set the scene as such. Yeah, you sort of got to dive straight in and not give the people too long to take themselves out of the story before you deliver the shock.
Is the old horror story cliche? Have you got to like or believe, at least believe in the person before you kill them? And to do that, you've only got a couple of pages
to build them up.
Yeah,
it's interesting. Like you said,
not necessarily. I think you can throw anybody into any situation if there's a bit of tension and scare. Like in the story Dan does, you're immediately in there with the character. She's scared and horrified. You don't need to know anything about her or what's going on while she's in that situation.
Is that because you're using the shortcut of a female than being more vulnerable? I often see that as a horror. That's something of a horror tactic, isn't it?
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Sort of playing on the vulnerability of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not raging misogyny then?
No.
Not raging.
Yeah. Well, when you read the story, it kind of is because that's the whole point of the story, isn't it?
Right. Again, you see your wife and just
you send
wives in every story.
Why are they always on the news?
Stuff...
You know.
You was mentioning, Kieran, like the kind of the pros and cons of doing the horror comic, and one of the cons is the kind of the horror and kind of lots of gore. Sometimes that doesn't work as well because you can pour over the comic image in the page or the panel and sort of like take in all those details where it's kind of flashed up quickly on the film, and you're like, oh fucking hell.
When you become desensitized to it, it doesn't work anymore, does it? So those films you guys are watching, if I'd watched them, I would be a lot more scared of what's going on than you guys will because that's nothing for you because you see it all the time and worse. So sort of, it's the same when I sort of see it in like action, when I do like action comics, I sort of have what I call the Ren and Stimpy page. Remember Ren and Stimpy?
Yeah.
So in the middle of the cartoon, like Ren and Stimpy would be doing something and then it would just cut to like a freeze frame image of a plaster on the floor covered in all kinds of crap.
Insane detail. Hey,
rank.
Dan C's holding up
That's kind of the way I sort of see it when I do the action ones, is that I'll have normal panels and then when I go into like a big set piece, then it get more detailed. And I kind of try to do the same thing with the horrors that don't show too much until you have to. Just keep it light in the imagery, and then when you want a shock moment, go into that heavy detail or that image that's completely different to the rest of the book.
Yeah, it's interesting. It is so different from film. People make that mistake who come in and write comics. They think, oh, I've written a film, I can write a comic. And it's not the case, I don't think.
Well, for me, if Domu by Katsuhiro Otomo, it's a horror story, but it's not really presented as a horror story. It's like an architect's dream. He's just walking through this estate in Japan, and like there's just buildings and his illustrative technique is so good and then on the next page, the guy's slitting his throat with a razor blade, and it's full on blood everywhere. Like, that's completely different to what I've just been reading for the last 20 pages of detectives trying to solve a crime, and then it shows you this, and you're like, what's going? I mean, that's why it's so good.
Yeah, I mean, horror can take so many forms, can't it? That's the thing, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
So one of the things I think we need to acknowledge here, gentlemen, is a universal truth. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a comics guy and I think comics are just like the best thing. But I think that doing horror in comics is exponentially harder than doing horror in a film.
Yeah.
Or doing horror in a
Yeah.
book. So when you get comics that do horror well, they are like unicorns, right? Because it's such a difficult medium in which to express some of the core concepts that really make horror. You know, and doing that in comics takes a level of skill, I think, that is beyond doing it in, you know, film, which just, you know, it's. I
You can drop in the
personally
jump
think it's
scares, the
harder.
sound effects, but you can't do that in comics.
There's a lot of techniques. There's a lot of things that you can use to underscore the horror that are not available in comics, right? So there's no motion, there's no sound. So you have to kind of try and build those things into the book. And I think for horror to be effective in comics really takes somebody who understands all of the fundamental aspects of not only comic making, but like the horror genre too.
Yeah, that's right. You're
And
right.
that's something we don't understand.
The page turn in a
EC
comic,
was-
obviously, yeah, it's a big EC thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, EC was, I mean, the thing is like, I don't think people appreciate just how skilled those artists who contributed to EC were, and the writers as well, because, you know, they nailed it like on a weekly basis or monthly
I mean,
basis.
arguably, I know we'll talk about this a bit with Dan C, but arguably the best house artists in the world. Ever.
Sure. Yeah.
I
I think that's one of no doubt about it. That whole range is like greatest horror comic ever made for me.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't think anything's been able to top it, apart from obviously maybe recently.
TBH.
That's quite a claim.
History in the making.
Yeah. I just think EC Comics just did everything right.
Yeah.
You know, before they got the I suppose the
Comics
plug
code.
pulled on them, if you will. Yeah. So much that happened, I suppose, with the videos as well. But
That is
there's
true,
not many. I mean, modern comics wise, I mean, there's the Afterlight stuff. Joey's doing really well with those. But I think for me, probably you've got like Mignola, Monster Guy, obviously, and 30 Days of Night, the Ben Templesmith one. That's probably of modern comics.
Yeah, I think a lot of modern horror comics stray into other genres. So something's killing the children and all this sort of thing. It strays into sort of a thriller melodrama a lot of the time for me. It doesn't.
And I'm not a big fan of that. I know everybody seems to like it, but I tried it. I thought that's just not for me.
I'm not sure if they've. Sometimes the Netflix sensibilities invaded a lot of it.
Absolutely.
Of like they sort of think, if this gets pitched for like a TV show, I want to make it that tone that could.
Everyone thinks that Stranger Things is horror. I think it's.
Oh man,
Well,
they're looking at a Black Mirror or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
I don't mind Black Mirror so much because it's that Twilight Zone
More like
tradition,
Twilight
isn't
Zone, isn't it?
it?
Yeah. So it's a horror comic I really enjoyed. Sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to
go for it.
But one that I think has like the sensibilities was actually just a really excellently done. It was Nice House by the Lake.
Okay.
And that
I haven't read that yet.
Oh, it's brilliantly done. I think it was. Yeah, it was a good exposition of how to do horror in comics, and it's more of a psychological horror thing, but it also has such a unique idea behind it. I think, you know, it's just that's one of the things you have to sort of try and avoid, is like horror is a genre with so many cliches and a lot of tropes, and subverting those is hard in any genre, any kind of, you know, however you want to portray it through whatever medium. Anyway, Dan, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, that's fine.
Night of the Blood Apes comic. That's what I need.
The one that kind of got me more recently, it always sticks out to me, is Junji Ito when he's done Spirals, and the seaside town that kind of gets infected by spirals. And I've mentioned this one before, but like there's the wife of the guy who goes nuts, and she starts seeing spirals everywhere. So she cuts off all the hair because it starts curling up. And her family thinks she's kind of getting over it, and they take her to hospital, and her eyes stray up to like a cutaway of a human, like an illustration on the wall, and she sees inside the ear there's like the spiral in the ear.
Yeah.
And then I think there's a panel of her looking at like these fucking huge pair of scissors, you know, right? right, we know where this is going. And it's just that fucking loaded up. Like you get shown this character who's prepared to do anything to get away from this shape, and then it gives you the 2 and 2 to put together. You're like, oh man, this is fucking so well done.
Some of those horror comics that Smudge Comics are doing from the 70s and 80s, the underground horror stuff from Japan, is fucking so remarkable. It's so different.
Mansect, they did.
Yes. Living the Line. Yeah.
That is really
Dan
creepy.
loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it Face Meat as well? Was the other one?
Yeah, by Borantaro. It's that one story when they've got the 2 villages that live opposite each other on a valley, and they put mirrors up and they're screaming at one another, and the souls of each village on the opposite side gets pulled into the mirror. It's like, man, where'd you fucking come up with this? This is fucking insane.
Yeah. It does show that what you're saying about tropes and cliches in horror, you know, if we're from Western tradition, because it was all coming off each other. But we've got this society that perhaps wasn't as integrated with Western society, and they're doing stuff you're like, fucking hell. No one's thought of that. Yeah,
it is the kind of it's like telling a story with different it is different cultural norms and a different frame of reference.
Yeah.
And when you're getting presented with it, this is all kind of, well, certainly to me, it's alien straight off the rip, because a lot of this stuff I don't know about. So when you're getting presented all this strangeness, it's really kind of effective, because it's so unique. You listen. It's
Yeah, definitely. Listen, we need to get back to your comic. So let's talk a little bit. So it's currently on Kickstarter. Who can talk us through the tiers and what it contains? Kieran, I know for you for a while, Baby Cakes. So let's...
We always keep it simple on the tiers. It's the digital tier, and then physical tiers, which is cover A, cover B, or bulk covers.
Who are the covers by, Geezer?
Myself and Dan. Dan is cover A and then cover B.
And this is there. Are you homaging the EC sort of classic?
Yeah, I was, and then people started saying, "Oh, we fucking hate that. I'm sick of doing it." So I was like, "Okay,
okay."
So we're kind of like in the midst of kind of like keeping a little bit from like modernizing it, but keeping a bit. We'll see how it plays out, because it's all but done. We've got a few elements still to tighten up. Over the years, as we've done like the various Kickstarters, and we're trying different strategies to see what works and what doesn't. It's weird. Sometimes you think this will work and it doesn't. Sometimes you think that'll never work and it does.
Yeah.
So you try and do stuff like variant covers. We've done campaigns before. We've had a ton of variant covers and they haven't done particularly well. And then we've done one cover and it's done great. And you think, okay, that's the way to go.
Boobs? People putting boobs on the cover, or
Doesn't always work.
no?
Nah. To be fair, there is. If you look hard enough, there is boobs on this. On my cover, at least.
We're always looking hard for covers.
3D boobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I suggested putting my boobs on the cover, and it was overwhelmingly voted.
Yeah.
Sometimes people can't take that much gorgeousness.
You just said boobs. I'm all in on that.
They look like boots.
I think that's what he said when I said nice boots. He went, "Oh, thanks."
The Doc Martens.
Yeah, wellies.
It's weird because we've seen some of the chat people saying, "Why don't we just go back to doing?" Well, why don't people go and just do NSFW comics and put them on Kickstarter? Because if you look on Kickstarter now, you'll find loads of those comics and they're fucking doing gangbusters.
Yeah.
On readers and numbers. It's I loathe to comment on it too much.
Yeah. So let's get back to so TBH. So it's currently running. I think as I looked at it, you got 21 days, 22 days to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've should take us right up to sort of Halloween, so hopefully near the time when you're feeling kind of spooky and the ghoulies are out, you can jump on the campaign.
Always.
Yeah,
tie up your dressing gown.
As soon as the campaign finishes.
Who was your first backer, Kieran? Who was your first backer?
That's a good question. Was it a Mr. Desmond?
Yes. Again.
Yes.
Bang on.
Possibly.
Yes.
Possibly.
I think I was racing with Tom.
Yes, nice one.
Good stuff.
But
guys.
obviously, we put out some of Kieran's books during the year. We've got Dry Cleaner and
nice.
Kill the Bride. You can get them on the extras.
Extras, yeah.
Okay.
You've got the first 2 volumes, and then Dry Cleaner and Kill the Bride as well are on there as well.
Yeah.
So you can back that and get the 2 previous comics. The first one, I think we went a bit OTT. It's ridiculous amount of pages on the first Grim Scary Tales.
It's like over 50 pages.
Okay.
Yeah, it was. You know, when you put it on the scale with the envelope and you're weighing it up for the large letter size, and you think, "Fucking hell, it's starting to graze the."
In your mind, you can hear Trump laughing.
Yeah.
And you got the two big guns, the two big guests on this one, bringing the heat as well.
The special guests.
Yeah, it's like the Love Boat. The special guests on the Love Boat. There's always that bloke Klinger, wasn't it, off MASH? He was always on it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a special guest.
Well, man, I'll tell you what we've got so far is fucking great, and it only needs like about an hour and a bit's work of just tying it all up.
Nice.
Like,
have you got the old issues on as well? Can you buy the old issues?
Yeah, you can buy first one, which is this Grim Scary Tales, and you can get New Nightmares, and this one's Echoes of the Damned.
Real.
So we'll just keep the name
on
and
their quantities, so make sure you get in there fast.
Right.
Yeah,
two's not worth it, but one is. There
is a nude cover on issue 1. We've got copies of that left. So if I see your name and it's like I'd appreciate the nude cover, I'll stick that one in. So. Or unless you say, Dan, send me the nude cover.
Cliff's perked up. Look at him, like over there in America. His tight censorship rules over there.
I'm just going to turn my video off for a second. Hold on.
Good. Okay, so I sent you 2 questions, just to sort of beef up the episode, which didn't need it, obviously. But let's go. Start with Dan C. So the 2 questions are, if you can recommend some horror, and what's giving you joy at the moment, and anything doesn't have to be comics.
The best. I don't even know if you can get these anymore, if anybody remembers them, but the horror comics I'll show this up, but there's one called Taboo. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
No, I've not seen that one.
I'm trying to think who did that.
You got Stephen Bissett, I think.
That's it.
That
right.
here, I'll put this up. This here, if you can find it online, this one here.
Oh, nice.
Is the
Dan showing us some artwork. Fuck me, that's nice.
Yeah, that is. It's only 3 pages long, but it is the most terrifying story you will ever read.
Oh, I love the horizontal panels on that.
Yeah, man, they're great.
Honestly, guys, it is incredible. And then you've got you've got Clive Barker, Steve Bissett, Charles Vess, Charles Burns.
Nice.
Fuck me.
Eddie Campbell.
Oh, good.
This was incredible when it came out.
Who's the publisher for that?
It was Spider Baby Graphics.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that was.
I think it was Steve Bissett's own company, if I remember rightly.
I think so. Charles Vass is at Baltimore, Cliff. I think again.
Nice.
Yeah. So I might get to see him there.
See if I can. Where is it? He's one in this 21. Where is it?
You know what he's mad on? He's mad on Rupert Bear. Did you know that? He's a big fan of Rupert Bear.
So that's his.
Man, that's a strange tangent. Yeah.
That's his Scarecrow one.
Oh, nice.
Honestly, man,
he has a whole book of Rupert the Bear sexual horror stories that he has never released. And
then the other one was, I don't know, you might remember this one, Tony, which is Fly in My Eye.
Yep. That's a Clive Barker thing again, isn't it? Is that right?
Yeah, it's the same guy really, but you got Brian Tolby, and I think that's Bill Sienkiewicz cover as well.
Oh, nice.
But this was like at a time when, of course, anybody could do whatever they fucking wanted.
Yeah.
So they were just producing stuff for fun, because that's Arcane Comics,
right?
Which was where are we now? I can't think. 1988. So both of these are like 88. 87, 88.
84 to 90 was such a period, wasn't it? It's like you could just read those comics and be happy with the best comics that have ever been made.
Incredible. Yeah, incredible stuff. Really good. Great. So all little short stories, 3-4 pages long. Bang, bang, bang. Nice. Straight to the point. Creepy. Not all of them are particularly gory. They're just incredibly creepy. And I think like you said, Tony, that was a great time for producing stuff like this, because they were just, we'll print it, and
all black and white. Is
it money together?
Sorry, is it all black and white?
Yes, it's all black and white. Yeah.
Nice one, Dan.
But yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. You know, they are. If you can get, I think they're a bloody fortune now, and I probably shouldn't have been sold them when I picked them up. But if you can get hold of a copy or anything, or even online, get them, because the stories in them are just unbelievable.
Amazing. Oh, nice.
On the list.
I mean, even on the cover, that's a baby being eaten.
Yeah, that's fine, isn't it?
Okay, now
2 babies tied together.
So he's still that early.
Yeah, as long as it's only being eaten.
And you got look at that. I mean, that's like, what I forget the name, Tony.
Lord Horror Guy. Is that the Lord Horror Guy?
No, but it's like what's she called? The lass who does that, all the like pointed.
Jay Webster Sharp.
That's like that.
Really is
so
like
it's full of stuff like that. Honestly, if you can get hold of them, I would really recommend them. Yeah,
Her stories are fucking nightmarish.
They are. That's a good example of modern horror.
Yeah.
Done well, I think.
brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
And she's
really
the nicest person. I love horror people. They're
Yeah.
just like nice people, but they're fucking dark as shit inside.
Generally fun they are. It's kind of like goths and metalheads.
Yeah.
Usually when you talk to them, they're absolutely lovely people.
You never get in a fight with them, do you? They're not the
they're all
people.
kind of...
And
Everybody thinks I'm always full of tattoos, but when they meet me,
You can confirm Dan has not got tattoos on his
we've
arms.
looked at him, we've examined him.
Yeah.
The what
Did you do that under a black light?
he's
though?
Don't do that. Don't do that. The so what's giving you joy at the moment, Dan?
Bloody hell.
The government.
That's a tough
Yeah.
choice, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's giving me joy the most is me. Where is it? My 6mm parallel pen.
Oh, you love those parallel pens, don't you? Yeah.
That is the thing that's giving me joy every day. Because everything else is just
Fantastic.
shit.
Shit.
You turn the telly on, it's shit. You're watching the shit. Everything's shit. But this is a thing of absolute wonder.
Nice. Okay,
I
so
love that. That helps me draw a monster every single day.
every time I see you tell me about that, I go and think, I'll go and buy one of them. And I think, why? Because I'm shit at drawing. But I might buy one now. I'm going to go and buy
Do
one.
it.
I think. Yeah,
Don't
I will.
mind. Do it.
Oh,
They're
no.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once we finish recording, on to
Amazon.
wherever.
Or
Yeah.
other websites are available. So, what's your website? What's your links, Dan?
So the website's dansmonsters.com, Dan's Monsters on Instagram, and obviously there's the YouTube channel, which is the Monster Bomb Club. If you just put that in, that'll come up. Yeah,
Good stuff.
And that's
you
where
put your podcast out on Substack as well. Yeah.
I did do, but I'm probably going to knock that on the head, to be honest with you,
Right.
because I'm just running out of time.
Yeah.
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 Sound better, man.
Yeah.
YouTube seems to be the thing
He's
now that I
back
really
in
like
comics,
doing.
boys. It's over for everything else. He's back in comics.
Yeah. He's making
Yeah,
films now.
yeah.
Too stressed about you lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
To get a message on the Slack off me.
With social channels, I don't know if you find this. Everyone says, "Oh, like this thing's the place to go," and you go, "Right, I'll go on there." And then the moment you do, everyone fucks off to somewhere else, and they don't tell you.
What's
and
that?
then you
That's
spend
like
a
my
bit
life.
Yeah, they go, "No, everyone's over there now." You're like, "I just fucking spent years fucking doing all this." And
Yeah.
I think Substack and, for me, YouTube are the two ones. I enjoy doing the YouTube. I couldn't give a fuck when anybody watches it or not.
Yeah.
But I just enjoy doing it.
Man, if you're enjoying it,
Substack's
that's
definitely
fucking.
one.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? If you enjoy it, then fine. I like making the stupid videos that I do. I've got 2 or 3 others set up. So
Go and read your little set of rules as well. You've got a set of rules,
Yeah.
haven't you, about drawing? So
Yeah.
go and do that. Yeah, as well.
yeah.
Ah,
Good
nice.
stuff. Danny B, what about you? So what's a little thing to recommend in the horror and a little thing about what's giving you
I
joy?
went back to read some classic horror books, and I started a couple of weeks ago and read The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, yeah.
And I've found it really interesting read. It's only a short little book, but there's so much in it, so many ideas. I could see why it kind of had such a kind of effect, and it was written like one of those kind of like Penny Dreadful kind of things. You'd pick it up and then read it, and then give it to someone else or
Like
fling
a
it
pulp
away. It's
almost,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
but there's so many ideas in it. They're fucking great. And I was reading some like people commenting about it, and I thought that they said The Invisible Man is the superior version of this book. It tackles the themes and the ideas a lot.
Okay.
A lot better. So I thought, okay, H.G. Wells' Invisible Man. I've never read that, so I'll get that. I'm about halfway through it, and it ain't it. It seems kind of a bit formless, and where the strange case, there's like a lot of ideas and stuff is thrown up. And thinking, wow, that's a fascinating concept. And this is kind of like the Invisible Man sort of gets up to hijinks and does this, and the door opens, and he sniffs in the background, and it's not really. Maybe like the story changes a bit later and it kind of evolves more. But
It's a very overused concept for us these days compared to the people then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're reading it then, it's like, fucking hell. Like when he describes sort of like the police come and arrest him, and he's slowly starting to undress, and they're not really kind of sure what he's doing until the last minute when he sort of whips his trousers off, and you're like, oh, he's just gone fucking a bit. But he's running around naked.
Right.
And one of the things because he's naked all the time and you run around England, it's cold and he gets a cold. So people are having a conversation, and then someone sniffs, and you're like, right, okay, he's in the scene.
That's how to defeat him.
It's an interesting little thing.
Good stuff, man.
And
What's giving you joy?
I'm currently reading through the. 24/7, 365, OnlyFans, making the videos. Now,
Bonnie
I'm
Blue.
currently reading 2 books
I
a
don't
week
care if
of
anybody
the.
watches them. I just love making them.
I'm currently reading 2 trades a week of the Fist of the North Star, Hotonoken, and they're fucking
You do
absolute
the sound
joy.
when you're reading it.
No,
When the
no, I
sound
should
effect
do.
comes on and
Yeah,
quietly goes, do you make
Mrs.
that
Butcher
sound?
will like that,
No.
won't she?
yeah, she'd like that. Because I do most of my comic reading in bed, so she probably wouldn't like that.
Experimental.
As long as your
Keeps it
hands are
alive.
up
Keeps
the
the
covers.
marriage alive,
Keeps it
doesn't it?
alive,
Yeah. The,
Wear my
you
old
ever
band
lean over-
t-shirts.
Do you ever lean over to her and be like, "Hey, babes, bit of Fist of the North Star,"
oh my
and
god.
she's like,
Dear me.
"Why? I don't know why I married you, and
Yeah.
here are some papers I'd like you to sign."
I do keep the marriage alive, and sometimes I'm like sexy gentleman burglar breaking in. I do that. Yeah, that's quite
But that
good.
time you accidentally like went next door.
Yeah.
Worst day.
I thought your wife was dead, Tony.
That's the
Is it
problem.
not?
That's the problem with
Is that the
sleep.
problem? That's the
No,
problem.
that's the problem with sleeping with the blind woman is doing her husband's accent. The
The role play. I said we're happily married, me and my wife. She's happy I'm married.
there's 2 kinds of people in this world: happily married women and unhappily married men. Cliff, what are you in? What horror can you recommend to us, dear boy?
All right, so I got a couple of comics because you other fuckers just can't seem to stay on
Thank
topic.
you. Well done,
So I would deeply mute the
Dan,
others
that was on
for a
topic.
second. I would deeply recommend anything by Sarah Gordon if you like atmospheric, creepy, eldritch horror.
Yes.
We like Sarah.
Fucking great. Yeah.
And if your preference is more to the blood and guts kind of stuff, I would say pick up pretty much anything by Doug Wagner over the last
good shout.
few years.
Yeah.
My favorite was Plush, which is a sort
Yeah.
of a furry horror. But there's tons of stuff.
I mean, that's another thing
by
altogether.
him.
That's a comedy horror, isn't it? Which is altogether even harder to pull off.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. So any of those things. If you'd like to see a good horror movie, I would suggest Weapons. That is
Oh, I've not seen
That's a
that
good
yet.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
very good. It's definitely up there.
Okay.
I'll give a shout out to superhero horror. All the stuff that Juan Jose Rip did for
Yeah.
Avatar. I think there's Black Summer and another 2 titles.
Martial Law is
Anything by
comic
Rip.
horror.
Rip is
Superhero.
just
Yeah.
so good. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
his work.
To see the
Those
price of that
comics are
page.
horrible. Yeah, fucking hell.
Only 300
The
quid.
page, yeah, that's such a bargain.
Yeah.
It's
What about what's giving you joy, Cliff?
He was enjoying that banana he was eating before.
Yeah, that gave me joy.
No, I wouldn't say I was enjoying it. I was feeling a great deal of anxiety and shame.
Anger at that banana.
There's
No,
a
it
lot
wasn't
of anger in
anger.
that tongue.
It was mostly disappointment. Anger's a very intense
Curve to the left,
emotion.
not to the right. That banana.
Well, it depends on how you hold it. I mean,
point.
so this is going to sound so cheesy but it's true. Making comics,
Good man.
drawing comics.
Oh,
it's amazing.
give him a
It's great.
hug.
That singularly is one of the things I find most joyful.
Another bit of the proof that we're
obvious.
in the Matrix is that I asked you about that bust. The
Yes,
superhero
yeah.
bust I bought. Oh, I bought that 2 days ago.
No,
Yeah.
really?
So
I
when
thought
you sent
had,
me,
had one.
no, I've got a Captain Britain here, but
That's it. That's the one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
when
was
I
nice,
said
that
to,
one.
when
That-
I
that
said
one
to
was
you,
good.
you sent me a certain. I can't say what it is because it's not my business. But you sent me a comic you were doing, and I went, I bought that bust like literally 2 days ago. Isn't it mad? Yeah.
We're
living in the
You're
Matrix,
welcome to
Cliff.
discuss. Is Is it? Can I say something about it? I don't
Say
wanna
whatever you
take
like.
anybody's
Yeah,
time,
whatever you
but-
like. Yeah.
So yeah, just as an exercise, went to SPX, met Jesse Lonigan, picked up. I swapped comics with him. If you don't know who Jesse Lonigan is, you should definitely
great.
look at his stuff. It's
Yeah.
incredible. It's not horror, but it's fantastic. And he handed me a copy of We Ride at Night, which is this bootleg Batman zine that he did, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is where it's at! I want to do a bootleg Union Jack." Because
Yes.
he has been
So
treated
he's a horror
so
character, isn't he?
badly.
Really?
He's
Fights
like Brown
vampires.
Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives in a heart. He is definitely. So anyway, so I'm gonna just for fun, no pressure. I'm gonna do like a little A5 zine of myself, which is maybe gonna be 6 pages, just just tooling around.
Brilliant.
Which will be a completely different character, based in 1699, when the Union Jack didn't exist. It was the British flag at that point. So it'll be called British flag.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Can't wait to see
that'll
that.
be that.
And the massacre instances that you told me about that, like hours after the statue had arrived in my house.
I honestly thought, I know you had the Captain Britain one, and I transposed that in my mind with Union Jack. So that just is the universe signaling.
Cliff's one of the 3 people to have been in my comic room. Yeah, so that's where that came from. Yeah, good.
Yeah, I wasn't
come out alive.
awake.
Yeah,
I wasn't awake.
Good point. Yeah, nicely. Yeah,
I wasn't. Yeah, and I wasn't conscious for any of it. So.
Good point. Kieran, what can you recommend to the dear listener? Don't shake your head.
Disappoint you, but I can recommend nothing horror-wise that you guys, anybody would know anything about, because I don't know anything about it.
Okay, well, let's go.
What I can give you is a fact that I found out the other day.
Oh, okay.
Is that The Exorcist is based on the novel The Exorcist, which is based on the writings of a priest, which he did of 20 sessions with a boy who was supposedly possessed by the devil. The boy his name was redacted and everything. Nobody knows now, but what his real name was.
Kieran.
But then it turns out that the kid admitted, like, years later, he just made it all up. But he wanted to keep his name out of everything, because now he works for NASA. He's working, not for, he still does, but he's working for NASA. He worked on, like, some of the Apollo missions.
Oh, wow.
And stuff. So there you go. So The Exorcist was all bull, in case you didn't know.
Yeah, it's all made up.
Dating in space.
Yeah, what's giving you joy, Kieran?
Right now is Foundation.
Oh, okay.
Other than making comics, Foundation.
The TV series, not the novels, yeah?
Yeah, the TV series. I read the novels years and years ago, so I have no memory of anything to do with the novel. So that's probably why I enjoy the series that much. It's done like a slow burn thing, and I don't like slow burn, but this one's done really, really well.
Okay.
Nice.
It's like it's one of those things you're watching and you're thinking, I don't know what the budget is for effects and set design and stuff, but it's high level. And I then turn to BBC One and they're showing Doctor Who, and I'm like, what?
Well, I'm funny enough. I just rewatched Blake 7, and I've just been rereading the comics. Yeah, there's some great stuff there.
That's the greatest. One of the greatest.
That had one.
Yeah, amazing.
That had one episode that I will remember to this day that was horror and absolutely wrecked me.
That episode.
It was the one where the robot the head.
Yeah.
Red is dead. Green is clean. Red is dead. And that just was terrifying.
Right. I watched the when I first watched Blake 7, because obviously I'm not as old as some people in the room. So they'd done like a DVD box set, which was edited, so they didn't it didn't have all the episodes in it. Was episodes cut together to make like a quicker storyline. And the first things they edited was the very first scene when Blake gets sent down. And they never showed it. And then I didn't find out till I watched the full episodes that he gets sent down for being a paedophile.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's how they get him. That's how they get people to turn against him, by saying he's a nonce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Man, that's a hard sell to make a hero.
Dark times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Avon knew.
Just on the Blake 7 thing, my brother was telling me the story the other day that is someone he knows was helping someone clean out a house. And the neighbour had come round to help them clean it out, and he was looking upstairs through all his nan's stuff. And the guy's like, "What are you looking for?" And he goes, "I know my nan's got this audio book set from Blake 7 somewhere. I really want it." He's looking through. The guy goes, "Hang on a minute." So the guy leaves. The neighbour leaves and goes next door to his house. Comes back with like a full set of the audio books, and he's like, "What's this?" He said, "I'll sign it for you if you want." So he's like, "We're on bad." He says, "Don't you know who I am?" He goes, "No, I'm Michael Keaton."
Oh, right. Oh, Villa. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking hell. That's insane.
Yeah.
We've got like a signed set.
Yeah. All from
That's
Big
me,
Finish.
Kieran. That's me.
I reckon he probably nicked the grand set and thought, I'm not going to get out of this.
I'll pretend I'm in it. Oh, I'm Dana.
Pretend I'm in it. Sign,
Yeah,
get
I'm
the
Dana.
Nan set, sign it, and go there. No, so I've made a lovely story horrible there. And
yeah.
It wasn't mine to.
Right, so
I went to a sci-fi cafe bar opening with. Is it Gareth? What's his name? The guy who played Blake.
Roberts, yeah. Is it Roberts?
Yeah. And he was like in his 70s, and he was absolutely smashed out of his
Who was it like?
having a great time. He had 2 girls either side. He was the best. He was having a whale of a time.
I met Paul Darrow once and asked him to sign this book, and he went, "Who do you want me to sign it in the name of? Shall I sign it as Tom Baker?" And I went, "Yeah, if you want." And he signed it as Tom Baker because he thought it was funny.
I saw Darrow play Macbeth in Liverpool.
Oh, nice.
That's quite good.
I rate him. I read his autobiography earlier this year. Good. Okay, that's completely off subject. Dan, we didn't get your socials. Let's get Dan B. What's your socials?
Oh, I'm on Twitter at Vanguard Comic, and you can read Vanguard at vanguardcomic.com.
Thank you, mate. Cliff.
And you can obviously listen to me on the ACP
every week,
every Monday.
Yeah, 10 a.m. Cliff, what are your socials, baby cakes?
At CG Cumber on Instagram, and if you want to read my shitty column, it comes out every so often on the longbox.substack.
That's brilliant. Yeah,
it's really good. Favorite things to read.
There's many reasons to have a. I was going to say, there's many reasons to have a VPN, and one is to
VPN for that one. Yeah,
I can't think of any other ones. And the other thing, Cliff, we're going to be walking around Baltimore
next week, Friday, starting on Friday.
Mate, if you're there, come and say hello. And Kieran, did you want to give your socials and also again where they can find the Kickstarter and stuff?
Yeah, my socials are Kiro Doodles on everything, and the Kickstarter is just go to Kickstarter and look for
Grim Scary Tales,
Echoes of the Damned.
Good stuff.
So you can get this issue and all the previous ones.
All great stuff.
It's great price.
There's
Yeah,
some
do go check it out.
there, just really good. Yeah, every issue's better. I genuinely.
If you want to read Tony's comic, it was in the last one. Your one's great because there's a comic element to it. Yeah, it's.
There you thank you guys. Well, good. Going back it, I've backed it. I'm obviously the number one backer in more than one way, and that is not an LA Fitness barcode. That is a fish barcode.
I get that reference.